In the current sports climate, all you really need is an opinion, and therefore that opinion could potentially come news if it is feasible and there is some sort of substance to your argument. So we're going to discuss right here how NBA rumors actually become potential news. It happens a lot in sports. I could sit here and tell you, based on the somewhat small but significant credibility I have in a sports platform, that I heard that Lionel Messi might actually be moving to PSG. Now, I was going to say Celtic, but that would just completely eradicate the whole argument because it has to be somewhat feasible. But based on some rumours that Messi may be moving away from Barcelona in the near future and PSG having a lot of money, I could take that as news. But Jason, in the NBA, what we have seen recently, and quite a lot, is that NBA rumours soon find their way to becoming news. How does this happen, you may ask?
Oh, you're literally asking. I thought that was rhetorical. This is actually what I find to be one of the more important clips that we'll probably ever do. And I say that because this is something that I see so regularly and so often that it does, drive me off the wall. And then a lot of the times we cover it. I'm going to be very self-aware. We did a Klay Thompson clip. I shot one on Monday. And a lot of it's going to come down to that if you watch that clip 30 seconds into it, I was very clear that this was not a story to believe.
Yeah.
That there was a 0% chance that Klay Thompson would be traded before the end of the season because of, Steph Curry's contract's up at the end of this year. So maybe at that point you can have that conversation. The whole point, though, is if we look back, and I thought the guy named Seth Rosenthal did this for SB Nation. And I don't know necessarily his credentials, but I thought he did a great job of doing this. And I thought that it should be highlighted. So Scalabrine's tweet is what started everything. It was the Morning Ledger 3 days ago. Justin Bautista, I talk all rumors, not just team I know and cover. So he had that pop up on his screen. Well, let's take a look at the Morning Ledger's headline. Boston Celtics trade with Golden State Warriors for Klay Thompson, ? So this is where we're going to stop for just a quick second. One of the things that when we title our clips, Francis, is we don't make it like that. I said, would Klay Thompson get traded, or would Klay Thompson really get traded? And that's, of course, part of the way that the internet works in terms of, finding headlines. Back to this. So then they go and they find other rumors and they go, well, what is this NBA-trade-rumors.com? Well, there was a rumor that the Knicks were going to trade for Russell Westbrook after he signed his 3-year deal. And in his place, the Thunder would get Porzingis and Derrick Rose. Let's go to the fake NBA trade rumors actual website. Yeah. How about that? So it's not surprising, but it does circulate. And then the most important part is I wanted to show you guys 2 Google searches. For one, the SB Nation guy, this was what he did like a couple days ago, is the Brandon Knight trade rumors. And you see in the news, Phoenix Suns to trade away Brandon Knight to Brooklyn Nets. That's not true. And then I just typed in for fun, I wonder what's going on with Kristaps Porzingis. And right there again, the Inquisitor, headlines and global news, not legitimate websites. Anthony Davis to Knicks. NBA, New Orleans Pelicans, Anthony Davis to Knicks. Sacramento Kings to acquire New York Knicks. Davis, these aren't real stories, but the reason that we talk about them so much is because I like to have the conversation, I know you do, of, well, if this was a story, what could you get in return? Is this a good move for a player? I don't like to speculate on the fact that Klay Thompson, most recently on Monday, was going to go to the Boston Celtics. Not going to happen. This, at least during the NBA trade deadline, it would be one of the most shocking things I've seen in NBA history if that happened. But you can speculate when the facts are coming through that Steph Curry has a new contract at the end of this year. What will happen to Klay Thompson then? Let's start talking about it.
But Jason, this is the thing. This is the animal that the US sports media market has created. They love to kind of look into every possible situation. LeBron James maybe drops his performance by 10 to 15 points in comparison to the previous game. Maybe he unfollows the Cavs by mistake on Twitter. Oh my God, LeBron James, he's not happy with the Cleveland Cavs. Who can he go to? Which team? So they, by the way, as much as they might criticize the fact that these rumors aren't as valid, they're playing into that narrative because they immediately run with the idea that these players are unhappy and they may move over to other teams. So they basically format this machine, which therefore many people want to play into. And if you're out there with somewhat of a platform to share an idea, if you have some sort of feasible backing that maybe Anthony Davis doesn't look as happy on the side of the court, he's dropping remarkable points per game, no one seems to be backing him up, and you've got potentially some plan that could take him to the Knicks, it could take him in this direction, there is every possibility that that could happen. You're not going to sit there and say something stupid like Kevin Durant's going to move to the Cavs once he realizes that moving to the Warriors didn't work out for him. These are things that despite in this current climate, you never know what could happen, they're not really going to gain any sort of traction. So you do need to have something that's somewhat reasonable. But my point is, you cannot discard the fact that these rumors are untrue and be like, no, let's come over here. Let's come over to ESPN and talk about how many points LeBron James dropped with a headband back in December last year. No one gives a shit. Everyone likes to talk about something that might actually have some substance to it, that might actually be interesting, rather than the cut and dry bullcrap that you try to throw down our throats nonstop and hope that we regurgitate it back to our friends and be like, did you see that Stephen A. Smith was talking about how Carmelo Anthony once made a shot from deep when his shoelaces weren't tied? Ha! Crazy! Absolutely crazy, right, Jason? Crazy.
I mean, first of all, a lot of points to cover there. One, if Anthony Davis does want to come to the Knicks, by all means.
Open arms.
And he can stay healthy. More importantly, you're highlighting all the extremely important points. Like, there's certain things that people will start to go to like other outlets, for example. We have an audience that watches TYT Sports, and we love our audience to death, and we think that they have a lot of fun watching these clips and commenting and having the discussion in the comments of like, well, what could we realistically get for Klay Thompson for the Celtics, or what if Kevin Durant went to the Cleveland Cavaliers? Is it going to happen? No. But what my frustration comes is that when it's a legitimate, I shouldn't say legitimate, when it's a headline that just reads, Kristaps Porzingis traded to the Kings. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah.
But also, people should have more wherewithal to see the source, to see, is it ESPN? Is it hoopsrumors.com? Is it Hoops Habit? Is it Ken Rosenthal's Twitter? Is it Adrian Wojnarowski's Twitter? Is it credible sources that are making these claims? Or is it a headline that actually says, sorry to throw my head right in the screen, guys, headlines and globalnews.com.
Yeah, it's a fine line, and you want to make sure that you're not going to some kid in his basement who's maybe just wrote up some headline because he thought so, but maybe that kid turns out to be the next Bill Simmons. Who knows? Not saying Bill Simmons was a kid in his basement, Jason. I'm just saying he did study basketball. He started maybe looking at these hypothetical situations. A lot of us, some of our most fun clips here is the what-if scenarios, which we obviously turn it into clips, but also play out through NBA. And people love to kind of take themselves out of their comfort zone, think about things that could be feasible. And we were talking about it last year, Jason. We were saying, what if Kevin Durant went to a bigger team? It happened.
What if Kevin Durant signs with the Warriors?
Oh, we did? Yeah, we did do that clip. Yeah, you're right.
We said what would happen, and that's when everybody started, there's too many shots. No, you can't feed the shooters. It's never going to work.
Well, who's laughing now? All right. Well, these things happen, so if you are feeling inspired in the comment section, maybe just start a rumor of your own in the comments. Maybe put down some backing. Maybe put down the fact that DeMar DeRozan, his shots percentage is increasing. Maybe there's some player in the team that doesn't. Well, let me pick that part up because that doesn't make any sense.
What are you getting at?
I don't know. Maybe start some sort of rumor in the comment section below. There could be something. Maybe LeBron James once celebrated in an Irish bar in Boston, and that could be his next step. Who knows?
LeBron of the Celtics.
Looking out for it. Maybe as Jason wants to try and think in his own mind, Anthony Davis could be a New Yorker. Could head there. Who knows? But what would happen with Kristaps Porzingis? Could you fit both of them in there? That's a lot of man.
Don't care. We'll figure it out. Don't care. We'll find a way.
All right. Let us know in the comments.